And this is this again, and I'm here to annoy everybody, from Dead Rat to King Microsoft. Yeah, sorry I haven't made a video in a while. It's been Thanksgiving and everything, and things are hectic. I'm making this video for a couple of reasons, but one is that a lot of, I'm not going to say dumb things, but some kind of misled informations on Pixar was being led out, and one of the things I wanted to get over was to explain where Pixar really came from and how it came to be, and with the truth. The truth is that it was an experimental computers lab created not by Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs did not create Pixar, but it was actually created by George Lucas and Lucasfilms. The company was later bought out. I think it went through a symphony of different owners. But from what I understand, Pixar is now was bought out by Steve Jobs. No, he bought out Pixar, but he didn't create it. George Lucas created Pixar. That's the fact. Look it up. Uh, yeah, and this is also to a PM or a comment to one of my videos or just something. I don't know, but this guy just said something stupid. He told me. Now, I don't like the MacBook Air. That's pretty much true. But he said that he owned Mac users because the fact that Apple was the only product that was, you know, totally wireless, and there was no gaming rig out there right now that does this. Well, since I was dumb enough to erase your PM after I was done rolling up my eyes, I'm going to show you a console that has no Ethernet port and, like the MacBook Air, is completely wireless. It's called the Wii. Can you say it? No matter how many times you look on the Wii, you'll never find an Ethernet port. And like MacBook Air, well, MacBook Air version of this came out earlier, but yes, the Wii, as you can tell, has an Ethernet adapter. USB. Sound familiar? And just look it up. The Wii LAN adapter. And you can see that there are a couple of YouTube videos on it. I wish I would remember your name because I would love to splash your stupidity all over the place. Oh, but there you go. And yes, see, Nintendo. Now this is the shop where you pay for it, but yeah, it's an ownership, dude. And I believe it's about $20 for it. So yeah, the Nintendo Wii, which is the highest selling console right now, if you've ever bothered to check the books, and the fact that it is does not have an Ethernet port, much like the MacBook Air. It needs a USB Ethernet port. Now, I'm not saying that the MacBook is better because of this, because the MacBook still sucks. Oh, and one more thing, the Mac Mini. The Mac Mini was basically advertised and shown as a low-end device. That is a fact. It's a low-end device. And all this ownership of trying to say that a Mac Mini can't own a Dell or whatever, That's just stupid. You're basically trying to take a freight train and own a car that it's already ran over. And Apple made, they knew that when they made the Mac Mini that it was going to be slow and that wasn't going to be the fastest. They made the Mac Mini for one reason and one reason only, to get the low end customers. The guys who don't want powers of the grandpa who doesn't give a flying fuck and doesn't really know what the internet is. Yeah. It was basically designed for that. People like Mr. Bit have turned it into, has taken a Mac Mini, and you can check all of his old videos, and he would show you how he turned the Mac Mini into an entertainment center for his television set. And it doesn't have very much power. It was never designed to have very much power. And if you're going to try to run a Mac Mini against a quad XPS, don't. It was never designed to go up against the major machines. I have seen the Mac Mini multitask. In fact, Macwa, or now MacBook Air 93, if I remember, has basically, he did show that it can multitask. And wattage, actually, yeah. He's gonna be mad I forgot his name. Oh, but still. Yeah. He showed that it can multitask. He had his Mac Mini and he multitasked the shit out of that thing. And it did work pretty, and it still worked pretty good. So, yeah, I mean, the Mac Mini was never designed to be a powerhouse. Period. And that's what the Apple basically said. It's not the major line. It's just the smallest line and the cheapest one they can come up with. And it's made out of mobile parts, but who cares? You know, you don't need a keyboard because you can attach any USB keyboard, any USB mouse, which is the new standard because let's face it, VAG and PS2 ports sucked. And anybody who's trying to use PS2 ports needs to be shot in the foot. I mean, Walmart still sells the damn things, and I don't even know why. PS2 was a bad, bad format, and so was that VLG whatever on the back of Apple. Because they both didn't want to work with each other. Now we got USB in both PCs and Macs. There's just no excuse. Period.